I want to talk to you about the differences in a category F2 and F3 firework. Now, the difference actually between a category F2 and an F3 firework is not based on its size or its performance. It's purely based on the amount of powder that it has in it. So any firework that has up to 500 grams NEC or NEQ, people call it different things, of powder, is technically a category F2 firework with an 8-metre safety distance. However, we believe, although every Cat 2 product has an 8-metre safety distance, we believe that it's actually safer to fire some Cat 2 at a larger distance. I'm going to give you an example here. All these three fireworks are category 2 with an 8-metre safety distance. So, which is the minimum, by the way. You shouldn't really fire anything smaller than, or closer than 8 metres. If we take off the top of this firework here, I'll just get my knife in here and peel back this lid. We can see this firework has 20mm tubes. Each one of these 25 shots in here is 20mm in size, and it's our recommendation that if an item has 20mm tubes, it's safe to use at an 8-metre safety distance. However, some fireworks have larger tubes, and obviously the bigger the tube, the bigger the burst, the bigger the bombette, or the bigger the bombette, the bigger the burst in the sky. And so, for example, this one again is a category 2 firework because it only contains 216 grams of powder. And you sometimes find on these fireworks that the manufacturers do recommend a larger safety distance. So this one here has 25mm tubes. And we recommend that anything with a 25mm tube, or up to between 20 and 25, has a 15-metre safety distance. So there we go. So, and then this one here, which is larger still, this is a Celtic piece, again a Cat 2 firework. I'll just peel that open again, rip this one off because it's quite tight. But this one has 30mm tubes, bigger again. The burst radius on this can be up to about 100 foot across, which is why we recommend that these should have a 25-metre safety distance, which is actually the same safety distance as a category F3 firework. And anything with more than 500 grams of powder is a category F3 firework. Personally, I believe that the classification should be based on the bore size. We've got huge round fireworks with 500 shots that have got tiny little 10mm tubes in them, but because they've got more than 500 grams, they have to have a 25-metre safety distance. But I'd be more happy letting one of those smaller bore fireworks off in my garden at 8 metres than I would letting a 30mm firework off in my garden at 8 metres. So that's our advice. If it's got a small bore, it's much safer to let off in your back garden at 8 metres plus. A medium bore, 25mm, 15 metres plus. But if it's got a big bore and it's a 30mm tube, then we recommend at least 25 metres. And if you've got a lot more, use it. Don't have to be at 25 metres. If you've got 30, 40, 50 metres, use it at that distance. It looks much more spectacular in the sky. So that's our recommendation. And you'll find on the website, when we have category F2 fireworks listed and they've got less than 500 grams, the recommended safety distance will correspond with what we've said here. We do have a category on the website that is purely just F2 8-metre safety distance. So if you want stuff for the back garden, you can go into that category and everything in there will be 20mm or less. So that's the differences between category F2 and category F3.